You heard that? Okay, guys. Welcome back to Finding with Jessie, the life coach. So today we are going to be talking about some of the changes that is happening, right? If you haven't checked out my last video, go check it out. I talk a little bit about the hidden meaning and the awakening that we're going through right now globally, and what Corona-19 really means for us, and what it could mean for us, what it should mean for us, right? I know people have been, they're literally going like mad, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. There's a lot of emotions at this time. There's a lot of losses, a lot of deaths. A lot of people are struggling. And there's a song that comes to mind that's been in my head. And I heard this song recently, and I haven't heard it in years. I mean years, guys. And it's a song from the 80s. It's from Pat Benatar. It's called Invincible. And you heard a little bit of it. I can't play too much because then I get blacklisted or whatever happens on YouTube. But it is the perfect song to explain what is going on. Like in my last video, I spoke a little bit about it, but there's something about music that kind of puts things in perspective, right? And I'm one of those people who I get like intuitive hits from music. Like I can relate to it. I see it as a deeper meaning. And I'm going to share it with you, right? So it goes, "This bloody road remains a mystery, with sudden darkness fills the air. What we're waiting for, won't anybody help us? What we're waiting for, this shattered dream you cannot justify." Right? We can't justify what's happening. "We're gonna scream until we're satisfied. What we're running for, we got the right to be angry. What we're running for, when there's nowhere we can run to anymore. We can't afford to be innocent. Stand up and face the enemy. It's a do or die situation. We will be invincible. Won't anybody help us?" Right? Listen to that. Won't anybody help us? It seems right now that's the way people are feeling. Won't anybody help us? And like I said in my last video, this is a time that we need to do things for ourselves. I know it's a time of confusion and chaos and panic and anxiety and feeling unstable and feeling stuck and feeling confused and feeling like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. When is this going to stop, right? It's all murky. It's a mystery, right? Right? That's what the lyrics say. Road remains a mystery, right? Listen to the next lyric. With sudden darkness fills the air. With sudden darkness that fills the air. Right now on our planet, we're living like in a percentage of 80% darkness and about 20% light. We have been asleep. We live around people that's just like narcissistic and selfish and just taking advantage of others, right? People need to heal, right? Where everybody's walking around wounded, hurt people, hurting others and entangling them in things that they know they shouldn't be doing, right? And this is a time when those falsehoods, we're gonna look at them, right? There's nowhere else to run to. We only have ourselves to turn to. Things that we have relied on, they're falling apart. Foundations are falling apart. Why? Because it's become that time that we need to address certain things. Old paradigms, old mindsets, old perceptions, old belief systems, they're going to crumble down. Things that seem stern and they seem like they were built on a solid foundation. We're coming to realize that, you know what? They're not so strong. They're not so unbreakable. We're starting to realize that they weren't built on foundations after all, or maybe the foundation needs to change, right? There's a link that's broken, there's a link that's missing, and we need to look at it again and then change. This is a time of change. This is a time of reforming. This is a time of death and rebirth. That's what it feels like. Think of anything that has ever changed in your life. It's painful, right? It comes abrupt. It comes out of nowhere. It shakes up your foundation. It shakes up your stability. It shakes up what you believe, what you see, your vision. And it shows you like, hey guys, like there's something not right here, right? If it was right, you wouldn't be feeling this way. And that's what's happening on a global scale. And I spoke a little bit about that in my last video, but that was more from a personal perspective, right? Meaning like things that are happening on our personal lives, right? The opportunity that we have to be better, to look at things differently, to see it from a higher perspective. But we're going to start seeing everything from a higher perspective. And that's what's happening now. It's being called, it's being, the alarm, the bell has been rung. It's like ding, 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 like I need everybody's attention. Because a lot of things that we are believing in is falsehood, right? We've been conditioned to believe that. And it's time to wake up and see things for what it really is and not what we want it to be. Not what people have told us, we should believe in. And this is going to be from everywhere. And you're starting to see it already, these foundations fall down, right? Government officials, right? We're starting to see it as not kind of the way they say it is, right? Because if it is, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in. Especially take the US, right? In New York in particular, right? There's been so many deaths. And in that song, it talks about like, what we're running from. We have the right to be angry. And I don't know about everybody else, but yeah, I'm angry. And it's time to speak your truth. It's about time to stand your ground, right? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to say, you know what? There's something wrong here. I don't care who the hell I offend. I don't care who doesn't agree with me, right? There is something wrong here. There's something wrong with our government agencies that we put so much trust in, and we believe that they're there to protect us. If that is the case, why in the hell is the US on the top of this crisis? We have over 400,000 cases of corona right now. And I don't know what the numbers are at right now. I try not to look at it all the time, but I know that it's more than 14,000 deaths across the US. And pretty soon we are going to be on the top of this leading massive crisis. And you tell me, how did we get here, right? That's the question we need to be asking. We have the right to be angry. We have the right to say that somebody should be held accountable for all these deaths. How did it get so out of hand, right? It's like we need to look at it. We can't be innocent no more. We can't turn a blind eye and say, no, I don't know why this happened. We can't be naive. It's time to look at these structures. It's time to look at these foundations and start looking at it clearly. Our healthcare system, all the way to our employment, right? To our employment agencies, and to the jobs that we give so much of our time to. It's like a lot of people were they were laid off just like this. But it's funny because a lot of those jobs that had actually layoffs, they actually are hiring other people online. Has anybody noticed that? It's like, where is the dedication, all that dedication and love and sweat and tears and you put your family second, for this job, for this agency, right? How is that repaying you now? Because there are some companies that are paying their employees. They're not working, but they are paying them, right? So it's like time to look at that. Time to look at what you're investing your time in. Time to look at yourself, right? Stand up and face the enemy. Who's the enemy? Sometimes the enemy is yourself. It's your own beliefs. It's your own choices that you are making. It's the fact that you haven't healed yourself. You haven't taken the time for yourself. You haven't taken the time for your personal development. Like I said, you're cultivating. In my old video, I talked about cultivating relationships. What relationships are you fostering to? Who do you have this loyalty to that doesn't have that loyalty to you back? How have there been imbalances in your life? You have this beautiful and grand opportunity. The universe is giving it to you to stop. It stopped everything. And for you to stop, be by yourself, stop running and look at it. Look at it from top to bottom, from A to Z. Where are we going wrong, right? And this is going to come up to the surface, right? And you can't be afraid of that. You can't be afraid of going through that fire, going through that rabbit hole, going all the way down. And when I say go all the way down, when you're trying to heal yourself, you got to go down there. I'm talking about down there. I'm talking about back to your childhood. A lot of times when things are not working out the way we want it to work out is because we are holding on to a mindset. We are holding on to our perception or falsehood of ourselves, or maybe a pain, a hurt that we never quite got over, or we didn't want to deal with, so we just suppressed it, right? Things about ourselves that we don't like that we project onto others, right? There's chaos, there's confusion, there's arguments, there's triggers. It always got to be somebody else's fault, but we don't look at ourselves. And this is that time to do that, right? Stand up and face the enemy. It's a do or die situation. Yeah, it is a do or die situation. People are dropping like flies these days, right? That's what's happening all over the place on a global scale. And we have to ask, why is that? What is it that we're not seeing? What is it that we have to learn? It's like our dreams and our paradigms that we've been believing in, they're shattering. They're crumbling down, right? Listen to the verse. That verse that I sang. This shattered dream you cannot justify. Right? We can't even justify it. So people are heartbroken with what's happened. People's lives have been shaken, and it's like, you have to address it. Why has this happened, right? Why is this happening? There has to be a deeper meaning, right? Things of this caliber do not come into play unless it's for a reason. What is the reason? Look for that reasoning for you. Everybody's going to be different. Everybody's on their own personal journey. I spoke about personal journeys a lot last year on my channel, right? And everybody's journey is going to be different, and everybody's awakening is going to be different. When you start to become aware to things that has hold you back and things that we are believing in and falsehoods that we are believing in, it's all personal for us, right? Because every choice that we make, it's we made it. And then you got to ask yourself, but why did I make that? Why am I believing in that? And this is the perfect time to do this. This is what this is about. This time, I don't want people to waste it, because it's such a profound time, and it could mean profound things in your life. You could come out of this different, and that's the point. You're supposed to come out of it different. Think about it. The world we knew, the way we knew it, is going to be impacted, all the way from our school systems to our healthcare, to our employment agencies, to our jobs, to our employment, to our government officials, right? All of that there's gonna be a big, huge magnifying glass saying, let me look at this closer. Let me see what I'm believing in close up, right? That's the point, for you to wake up to what is happening and not run from it, right? Don't run from it. Don't be afraid to look at all of this. So the people who are saying they are bored, take your time to reflect. Do a self-analysis on yourself and think about everything, including your environment, everything outside of us, right? Because it's not only about us. We can learn from a lot of things that is happening, but also learn about what we are believing. Who are we believing in? What we are entrusting our lives to, right? Once again, I go back to the plain fact that here in the US, we are going to lose more lives than any other country, right? And why is that? Why? There has to be a reason why. And there has to be a weak link in our government officials and our agencies, our leaders somewhere. And it's not about placing blame. This is not a political channel or about politics. It's about seeing things clearly and taking your emotions out of it, right? A lot of people they're attached to political parties, and a lot of people are attached to like religions, and we're seeing a lot of that come up into play, right? It's like some religious sanctions don't want to close down because they believe that you should be there praying to God. When in all truth, if you take the emotion out of it and you think sensibly and logically, you know that if you believe in God or whoever you pray to, you don't need to be in a church to be able to do that, right? You could thank your blessings and thank a higher power from wherever you're at, in your car, on your lunch break, in your home. And it's like, these things are going to come up to the surface to really think about it and say, do I really believe what these people are telling me to believe, right? That is what this time is all about, guys. Don't waste that opportunity. And that song, it came to me, and I was saying that I haven't listened to it in a really long time. And it was only up until recent. I was actually with a coworker of mine, and we were in the car, And the song came on, and I actually said to her, I was like, I haven't heard the song in forever. And it's funny because she knew the lyrics, and a lot of people don't know the song. It's an old song from the 80s, so depending on how old you are and what type, your musical taste, you probably won't know it. But like I said, it's a song from Pat Benatar. It's called Invincible, and it's talking about overcoming your fears, having the courage, right, to not run, to face up to an injustice, to face up into something that's not right, to look at yourself, to look at others and hold them accountable and say, you know what, I'm not going to run anymore. And you know what? I am going to come out of this successful. I am going to be the victor. I am not going to be the victim. And that's what this time is about. Do not play the victimhood right now. Do not fall into that victim mentality. Do not let go of your dreams. Do not let go of your goals. Last year, we talked about this year being your year. Guess what? It still could be your year. And this, while it seems like, there's a lot of devastation coming out of it, right? This is just a part of the rebirth. You need to die to able to be rebirthed. Your perceptions and what you believe in and your mindsets, they need to completely die. You need to completely analyze them and then put an end to it for it to surface in a new way. And that's what's happening, in a lot of ways. And that's what can happen for you if you do the work, right? If you go into that self-analysis and say, what have I been believing? What have I been believing? What can I change? How can I be better? How can I evolve? How can I make sure that I don't feel these feelings again? This fear, this anxiety that I'm feeling, what is it attached to? Is it attached to, a virus that's going to take me? Or is it attached to the feeling of not being stable and not being in control and not knowing what's going on? Is it attached to what has been restricted from me? Was it attached to what has been taken from me, right? Think of all of that. Think of it in a deep, profound way. And whatever your belief systems are and whatever your mindset is, think about, how did I come to this conclusion? Is it something that I've been believing in because I was told to believe it? Is it something I've been believing in because I was raised to believe it? Is it something that, a mindset that needs to die? Doesn't need to be, let go or reanalyzed or reconstructed, right? Sometimes we can hold on to traditional mindsets or old belief systems, but know that it's not directly beneficial in the time that we're living in. So we could hold on to it, but we could tweak it, right? I talked about in my last video about some traditions that have been lost, like sitting at home with the family and enjoying a home cooked meal. These days our lives are so fast and there's so much going on, and we play so many roles. So sometimes you don't have time for that, right? And that's why it's been lost. And when right now, yeah, we have time for it, but when we come out of it, how do we hold on to that, but still give to everything we need to give to? How do we make those two parameters come together as one, right? Well, you tweak it. You make it work for you. For instance, you can actually have family dinner, maybe like twice a week. We don't have to do it all the time, but we don't want to lose it altogether. And that's what I mean by tweak. You could take a mindset or perception or tradition, and it might not work for our time, but we can tweak it, right? We can make it work for our specific situation or the way we are living our lives. The way, the modern way of living our lives. You can make anything be what you need it to be with a little bit of creativity and a little bit of thought behind it, right? We live in a time that there are so many people addicted to narcissistic behaviors and addicted to lust and addicted to fast movement, addicted to money. This world is so addicted to materialism, and I need, and I need some more, right? And if I can't have it from myself, then I'm gonna take it from you. If you got it, I want it, right? That way of living is like, all of that has to break down, and it's breaking it down. And we're going to start seeing it outside of ourselves, and we're going to start seeing it within our own dynamics, right? If you don't take care of it, it's going to be taken care of for you. Like I talked about with employment and things like that. There's a lot of people they're just stuck at jobs and they're afraid to leave. And now a lot of those people are unemployed. Why? Because it's not really what you want. It's not really what your heart desires. So if it's not really what your heart desires, what are you waiting for, right? This is the perfect opportunity, a blessing in disguise to actually, go in a different direction. You can change careers in your path at any time. You just have to be courageous. You have to have that strength. You have to have that personal empowerment, that belief that it is going to work, that faith. You have to take a leap of faith. And anything that we're trying to change, it is going to be scary, because change can be scary for a lot of people, especially when you've been so attached to an outcome or attached to a mindset of this is the way it has to be. And I've said this before in a different video, just because it's always been that way and we always done it that way does not mean it has to stay that way, and it does not mean it was the correct way of doing things. And just because you believed in something at one point of your life or time doesn't mean that you can't change your mind. Normally people will change their mind, because as you grow and as you develop and as you mature, right? Maturation, we start seeing things different. Things that we once enjoyed, or people that we once entertained, we don't do that no more, right? Because we know better. We see a different path. We see a different way. We see that, okay, that fulfilled me at one point, but that doesn't mean that I am still there. I have grown past that. I have evolved. I have developed, and that doesn't satisfy me anymore, right? And this is a time that a lot of those mindsets, they need to die, because people don't want to be wrong. They do not want to be wrong. They don't want to say I was wrong. And that's part of maturation. When you mature as a person, you have to be able to say, you know what? I really thought it was this way, or I was really set to that mindset and I was stubborn. But then after, I realized, or you helped me realize, or the situation helped me realize, or just time, has helped me realize, or pain or loss has helped me realize that wasn't the best direction to go. That wasn't the best thing to do. Or I've been believing in this person and believing in this thing, and now I see the truth. Now I see reality, right? I have taken those rose color glasses off. And that's what this time is about, right? And I hope that people don't waste this opportunity, because it's a beautiful, beautiful opportunity to see things clearly, including yourself. We keep our own selves blocked, and that's a hard pill to swallow. It's the hardest pill to swallow when you realize that you are keeping you stuck, right? Your mind is keeping you stuck. A falsehood that you've been holding on to is keeping you stuck. The fact that you don't heal properly is keeping you stuck. The fact that your opinions, your choices, your belief systems, things that you have done, they have hindered you. You have self-sabotaged yourself. That is one of the hardest pills to swallow, especially for our ego, because our ego doesn't want us to realize that. Our ego wants us to stay small. It wants us to keep us trapped, right? Or, the belief system that, I only have to look out for myself. I'm the only person I worry about. No, we're all connected, and we all need to start treating each other like such and making choices that benefits everyone in the collective, right? So guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope that you are not living in that fear. Don't live down there in that fear, that anxiety. I know there's a lot of chaos. I know there's a lot of panic. I know there's a lot of worry. I know there's a lot of anxiety. I know there's a lot of uncertainty, right? There's like a mystic sense in the air of we don't know what's going to happen, right? And there's a reason for that. The reason why you feel that is because you feel the energies of our earth, right? That we are at a crossroads of, changing the way we relate on a whole global scale, and changing what we haven't seen. Now is that time. It's going to start, a lot of things are going to start changing, and it might not be right away. Some systems might be slow to make that change, or it might be slow for you to see that change or be impacted by it, but it is happening. Rest assured, it is happening, and I believe it's going to be happening for the good, for the better of all of us. And while you cannot see it, certain people can, and I'm one of those people that can see it. I have this keen ability to see what people can't see, right? I have this keen ability to hear what people can't hear, to see it differently, right? To see it from a broader perspective, which is why I got into coaching to begin with. Once you start realizing your abilities and your talents and your gifts, and seeing, oh, there's a reason why I'm a little different, or there's a reason why I can do this and nobody can do this, or I can do it this way and these people do it that way, right? Everybody's unique. It's not a competition. There's amazing coaches out there, and everybody has their own way of doing it and bringing you to that light, right? So guys, find the light, find the blessings, hold on to your faith, hold on to your hope, hold on, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. You can come out of, the other side of the ride, better, stronger, more empowered. not knowing exactly where you want to go, going towards exactly what you want to do, healed. You could come out of this healed. There's a lot of people walking this earth that they're not healed. And when I say healed, I don't mean like anything super dramatic has happened to you. It could be that, yes. But there's a lot of people that are just walking around with childhood traumas that they've never healed. And that always surfaces in our lives through different ways, through triggers and through arguments and through complications in our relationships, our personal relationships, our family dynamics, the relationships, any relationship, right? It comes out the way we communicate, the way we deal with certain people, the way we deal with our parents. It comes out. It manifests its way out. Whatever is inside will always reflect on the outside. You have to remember that. And if what you're seeing, the reflection that you're seeing is not right, or you don't like it, there's a reason for that. And you need to dig a little bit deeper, right? So this is the perfect time to go in and start healing yourself. Come out, a brand new person, a rebirth, a changed person. And I'll be speaking about that a little bit more on some upcoming videos on healing yourself. I had to heal myself, and it's a journey. It's a process. You don't heal yourself once and be like, I'm good. No, we have years of social conditioning and years of trauma and different things that have happened to us in our childhood, in our relationships, in our environments, that they take a toll on us. They impact us more than right? They impact us, and they hit our self-worth and the way we view ourselves, and the things that we accept into our lives, and the things that we invest our time into, right? So this is gonna be a good thing. Just hold on, like I said, don't give into that fear, and I'm here for you guys. So if you got any questions, definitely put it in the comments below. If you want to look into personal coaching with me, you can do so. And like I said, I'm going to be sharing a little bit of my healing journey and how I overcome certain things to help you overcome certain things in this time, because this is the time. Don't wait. There's no more waiting. There's no more running from it. Deal with what you need to deal with right now, because you have the time on your hands, right? It's a perfect opportunity. Don't let it slip by. And I will see you in my next one. Love and light. Bye.